Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope you had a great day overall, man. Back at y'all with some more boxing talk. We got some things that we currently need to discuss that's going on in the boxing world. We're gonna be talking about Jaron Ennis and Eimantis Stanionis' weigh-in, my reactions to the whole weigh-in, and how I feel like a lot of people was dead wrong for what they were saying about Jaron Ennis. And then we're gonna get into our final predictions, and then we're gonna open up the platform for some open boxing topics. You feel what I'm saying? But before we get into that, man, if y'all can hit the like button, that would be very much appreciated. We on the road to 3K. We about to hit that 2,800 mark in due time. So shout out to the nation and the mob for making this possible. Also, we be getting a shit ton of sales with Vitamin Energy, man. I just got a good email last night, man. Just pretty much not necessarily praising me, but congratulating me and just being impressed with the overall sales that I've been generating. I don't know everybody that has bought, the Vitamin Energy and stuff like that, but I definitely know y'all been using my promo code, so thank you very much. I seen a few of my fighters had purchased the Vitamin Energy as well. They even brought it to the gym, you know what I'm saying, which I thought was phenomenal, man. I absolutely love it. Go check it out, vitaminenergy.com/Mazuma TV. Use the promo code Mazuma TV. Listen, man, y'all don't need to be athletes to take part in this. You know what I'm saying? You guys could easily support the channel. Use the promo code. You know what I mean? If you got a spare $24, $22, whatever the case is, go ahead and get you one, man. Absolutely phenomenal, man. The energy shots in the self, the Focus Plus is absolutely phenomenal. If you have trouble getting through your work schedule and stuff like that, bro, this is going to get you where you need to be energy wise, and it doesn't give you any type of crashes, which I love right now. You feel what I'm saying? So, because you usually mess with supplements or, shots that, you up for a little bit, then you crash, and then you even more fatigued than you was before. Not with Vitamin Energy, and you get in the vitamins that you actually need in your body, which is a plus. You feel what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody that's been supporting. Let me check out everybody that's in the comments so far. Shout out to my boy Coffee Plant with the first comment of the day. He says, please mark my words, bro. Please mark my words, bro. It's an early night watch. Mr. Catch a Body. Shout out to Simba Boxing in the building. He said, why is nobody talking about this fight? It makes me wonder if Philly actually rocks with Boots. Philly has Boots has a lot of support in Philadelphia. Let's not get that misconstrued at all, man. It showed when he fought in the Wells Fargo. The numbers that he did in the Wells Fargo was absolutely sensational, and everybody and their mom was at that event. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who wasn't even too familiar with boxing that was at that event, so they definitely support Jaron Ennis. I think what it is one, it's in Atlantic City. You see what I'm saying? And not everybody has the transportation necessary to get over there. That's about an hour and some change drive. You know what I'm saying? And it's not local. You know what I'm saying? It's not far. It's not necessarily far away. It's not the biggest hike, but it's not local neither. You see what I'm saying? Like in Philadelphia, the transportation, you could take a train pretty much anywhere in Philadelphia and get there within a half hour. Anywhere in Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? So it was easy to get to the Wells Fargo. You could take the sub right and get off right by Wells Fargo and just walk right over. You see what I'm saying? So I think that might have played a part. Another thing is I thought it was poor promotion in all honesty. You see what I'm saying? I thought they did very little advertising for this fight. I don't know why. I thought they could have definitely, invested in, at least getting like some all access type episodes with both of them training. I only seen like one trailer that they had, and it was only about, 20, 25 minutes. You feel what I'm saying? I think if they would have pushed a few more of those, maybe it would have garnered more attention. And plus, Eimantis Stanionis isn't the biggest personality neither. You know what I'm saying? He's from Lithuania. He speaks English, but, he's not this arrogant, big trash talking type of dude. And he doesn't have a huge fan base over here in the States. So there might be another reason why people aren't necessarily in tune with, this fight. You see what I'm saying? But I think if the promotional company, Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, would have pushed Eimantis Stanionis to be like this big like this big feared, champion that could really give Boots a run. If they would have pushed that angle a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Even added fuel to like the Jaron Ennis being drained rumors, maybe you would have gotten more attention because unfortunately that's just how it is for black athletes, man. A lot of boxing fans want to see black fighters fail. You feel what I'm saying? So, it was kind of like when Mayweather was saying, oh, Conor McGregor, he has a chance. Oh, he has a chance. Anybody could get hurt. Oh, anything could happen in boxing, but everybody knew that Floyd was going to beat the dog shit out of Conor. So you see what I'm saying? But Yeah, I think that's why. I don't think it's not necessarily a Philly thing. We've seen him sell hella tickets in Philadelphia at the Wells Fargo, and that's not a small arena for anybody that's ever been there. You feel me? So, um, yeah, man, I just feel like Eddie Hearn mind is elsewhere. I think he's more, worried about promoting Conor Benn and Chris Eubank because that's a UK fight, and that's his bread and butter. That's what he specializes in, the UK boxing scene. He's transitioned over to the States. As a promoter. He's a worldwide promoter, if we being honest. But I think that he has his favorites, just like anybody else. It's human nature to have favoritism, and he knows. And it's probably not even necessarily a favoritism thing. It's more about a money thing. He knows that he's going to generate more numbers, more of a bag promoting Connor and Eubank than Boots and Stanionis. Even though Boots and Stanionis is the more meaningful fight, for the sport of boxing, if we're talking about the best fight and the best, because Ben and fucking Eubank don't even really make sense. Conor Ben was 2 weight classes below him. He's moving up 2 weight classes for this. They put a rehydration clause on Eubank when, because they know that he's the bigger guy, and it's a lot of bullshit going on. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, man, Eddie Hearn got his favorites. He know what benefits his pocket more, so that's what he gonna cater to. You see what I'm saying? So shout out to Simba Boxing for putting that out there. You know what I mean? That's a great dialogue to have and talk about. Happy birthday, Dillian White. We not wishing Dillian White a happy birthday. He a drug cheat. Fuck Dillian White. Boo's made weight like a true professional. He's always made weight like a true professional. That's why I was so confused about why everybody was doubting he was going to make weight and that he's weight drained and shit like that. Listen, man, Boost can't help that when he's during the off season or when he's not training that his face get fat. You feel what I'm saying? Some motherfuckers weight go to their face. Like when I get big or when I gain weight, my weight don't go to my fucking face. It goes to my legs. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be having. I got jeans where I put on weight. I got those jeans for when I put on weight, and when I lose weight, I got jeans for that size as well. Different people have weight go to different places. You feel me? So they see his face a little bit, skinnier now because he cut weight, and all of a sudden, what I'm saying, everybody's saying that he drained, but he looked absolutely phenomenal on the scale, in my opinion. He didn't show any signs of a weight drain fighter to me. He still showed energy. He was talking well. He didn't have like that dehydrated brain. You know what I'm saying? Where niggas is like, mouth hella dry, like cotton mouth, and they stumbling. They having trouble articulating their words or getting their thoughts out. No, Jaron Ennis looks absolutely fine. And from what I heard, he ate before the weigh-in. And that's somebody who was actually close to Jaron Ennis said he ate before the weigh-in. So that just lets you know he ain't struggled to make no weight, man. Y'all need to really cut the accusations. And I can tell a lot of you motherfuckers ain't never cut weight for a fight in y'all life. Y'all just see somebody's face and be like, oh, he drained. Y'all really don't understand a drained fighter. You know what I'm saying? I cut weight for wrestling. I cut weight for boxing. Trust me, I know when a motherfucker is drained. I seen it in person. So yeah, y'all can really cut it out. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Coffee Plant, Simple Boxing, Forever Dedicated, Thierry Scott, Bella Faith. She said terrible promotion. Hearn dropped the ball. I agree with you. I think he could have made this fight a lot bigger than what it is at this point. But there's still, unfortunately, it's still a lot of tickets left. You feel what I'm saying? Let me share the screen for y'all to see it. You feel what I mean? Because I wanted to check this out because I just wanted to see exactly what the fight was doing. And when you look over, hold on. Let's go back. Look, man, there's a lot of tickets available, man. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? I wish, this fight could have definitely did more numbers. Look at that. I don't know what the difference is between the red and the blue. Verified resale, and then the blue is the ones that's available. You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of seats sold. Let's not get it wrong. It's a lot of seats being sold. But at the same time, especially this section over here, man, that shit is filled. There's a lot of ringside seats that's been sold and stuff like that. It's decent. It's decent, but it could be better. You feel that? That's what I'm trying to say. Like they sold some tickets. You know what I mean? They sold some tickets now, but you can get tickets as cheap as, let me see. They got tickets for $350, $850. So they got some expensive tickets. You see what I'm saying? But nah, man. These numbers could have been a lot better. This could have been a sold out event, or at least close to sold out event. But you know, Can't tell motherfuckers how to run their business, especially when they were the ones putting the bread up. So what can I say? Nobody care about Dillian White. That's a fact. Fuck Dillian White. He looked like how Boots always looked. Right. That's what I'm saying. Should have did it in Philly. Yeah, Justin, I absolutely agree with you. I thought this fight would have made hella sense in Philadelphia, but maybe they was probably looking for more neutral grounds. Even though Atlantic City is still kind of favoring Boots in terms of like home territory, or because Stanionis trains out in L.A. from Lithuania. He don't got nothing to do with the East Coast, New Jersey, Philly, nothing like that. And Boots is only an hour away from his hometown, so it does still kind of favor Boots. And plus, Boots has fought in Atlantic City, uh, I believe, multiple times, so it benefits him. But yeah, I think the Wells Fargo would have been a lot better, and it didn't necessarily need to be the Wells Fargo either. It could have been any other big arena in Philadelphia. I'm sure they got arenas in Philadelphia or places in Philadelphia that have that has as many seats as a Showboat. You feel me? So I agree with you, but maybe Stanionis and his team, that wasn't what they necessarily wanted. They probably was on that Brian Norman shit. You feel me? Hearn only really look out for his UK fighters. He does some good things for his fighters. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna necessarily say that, but he definitely favors his UK fighters for sure. Like, I mean, if you got a potential star in the US and you got a potential star in the UK, Hearn is gonna put more attention on the fighter with big potential that's from the UK. You know what I'm saying? Because don't nobody understand that market like Eddie Hearn. He's dominated that market along with Frank Warren. So he done sold out stadiums in the UK. So, he trusts his formula more. He's more familiar with his formula in the UK in comparison to the US because you got to promote the UK market and the US market in boxing is totally different. The UK market is a lot more supportive. You don't got to do as much promotion. You know what I'm saying? They'll just be on board because in the UK, boxing is like the second biggest sport behind soccer. In the US, it's baseball, football, basketball. You know what I'm saying? Then you might run into a boxing. There may be a few sports that's ahead of it. You see what I'm saying? So there's more of a demand for it in the UK, which is why Eddie Hearn probably likes to do business over there more because, you know what I'm saying, more the people in the UK gravitate towards boxing more than in the US. You got to really work for your money to promote a fight in the US. To generate revenue off boxing in the US, you really got to work for it. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, he kills the UK market. Yeah, he was selling out the Wembley and the O2 and like he did that like clockwork. You feel what I'm saying? He got to really work for his money over here in the US, which I'm sure he don't mind doing. But he always gonna prefer his UK scene. You feel me? Justin Jackson said after this fight, Boo's gonna sell tickets in Delaware. Uh, LOL, it ain't gonna matter where he fight. This is definitely going. This is going to really show a lot about Jaron Ennis and exactly where he is, as a fighter. You feel what I'm saying? Boots has always struggled to get top level opposition into the ring with him to get them to sign contracts or even say his name. You feel what I'm saying? Stanionis, he's not on the level in terms of popularity as a Boots Ennis, but he is an elite at welterweight at this point in time because he is the WBA welterweight champion of the world. And obviously, big companies, big entities in boxing, such as Ring Magazine, look at Stanionis as a big deal because they want to put their Ring Magazine title up unless it was two of the best guys in the division fighting each other. So, hey man, this is a phenomenal fight for Boots. He's finally gonna get his opportunity to showcase who he is and where he stands in the welterweight division. And listen, if he goes and he beats Stanionis, which I'm confident that he will, but if he does beat Stanionis, now you got an additional two belts to add to your arsenal. You know what I'm saying? The Ring Magazine is a prestigious belt. There's a lot of history behind that belt. A lot of great champions have held that belt. And the WBA has his history as well, along with the IBF. So, he's really going to be in a power position at welterweight. And all of them other guys that's champion at welterweight, the Normans and the Barrioses, they're going to have to see Jaron Ennis if they want a career high payday because nobody in that division is going to accumulate money or bring a bigger bag to the table than Jaron Ennis. So they either gonna have to move up in weight to pursue a bigger bag or move down in weight or possibly fight each other. But even then, Barrios and Norman, them fighting each other will not do the same numbers that them fighting Jaron Ennis would. You feel what I'm saying? On some real shit, I would actually prefer that. I would like to see Norman and Barrios fight each other. I think Barrios will knock out. I'm sorry. I think Norman would knock out Barrios, and then we could have two unified champions go at it for everything. Why we got to see? Why we got to wait for Boots to make all these unification fights? Why is Boots the only one exploring unification? It's like these dudes just holding their belts and just sitting around just hoping that a big bag fall across their lap. Bro, fight each other, bro. Brian Norman, you just fought on Michaela Mayer's undercard, bro. What leg do you really have to stand on? They don't even want to give you a hometown fight. They done gave then they give Shakur Stevenson hometown fights. Then they give Keyshawn Davis hometown fights. They be giving everybody in their mother hometown fights. They don't even want to give you that. They low-key salty that you beat Sam Tillin for real, because they wanted him to win. They wanted him to win because he had a nice little crowd out there in the West Coast. You ain't got no fan base. You ain't got no personality, so they have trouble selling you. Same shit they were saying with Terrence Crawford. Watch, if Brian Norman ends up being this huge success at Top Rank, Bob Arum is going to find a way to try to shit on him, just like he did with Terrence Crawford. Oh, he doesn't want to promote himself. Bro, you're the fucking promoter. That's your responsibility. I hate these dumbass promoters, man. I've heard promoters say stupid shit like, oh man, part of being a fighter is promoting yourself, which is cool. But why are you complaining that a fighter ain't promoting themselves when you're contractually obligated to promote them? That's your job. That's your job, bro. But anyways, that's a totally different subject. I ain't trying to get off topic or anything like that. But yeah, man, listen. Jaron Ennis, he comes out on top. He comes out successful in this fight right here. The sky's gonna be the limit for him in the welterweight division, and hopefully, they'll recognize that, the other champions, and then realizing that this may be the opportunity to get the payday of their career. Hopefully, they step up. Barrios seemed like he playing with us. This is what he's doing right now, twiddling his motherfucking thumbs, and then Norman over here acting like he with the shits, but when motherfuckers got to talking to him and presenting him career high paydays, you know what I'm saying? Niggas want to act like they ain't pussy and try to send counter offers, but they really just ain't want to fight. You feel me? That's just the reality of the situation. But yeah, man. Yeah, so I'm looking over. Yeah, 1.7. Yep. Yep. Then probably went on to fight Derek Cuevas for low six figures. Saying that's not enough. We would have, like they said it wasn't enough, right? That's not enough money to fight Boots in his hometown, but they would have accepted that payday on neutral grounds. What? Like if it's not enough money, so it's enough money anywhere except Philadelphia. Then y'all was talking about, we're not gonna get a fair shake in Philadelphia, but then y'all going around saying y'all will knock Jaron Ennis out. So if y'all can knock Jaron Ennis out, why are you worried about getting a fair shake by the judges? You said it's not gonna go to the judges, so why are you worried about what the judges gonna think? If you knocking them out, the judges won't be relevant, right? It is what it is, man. But I already done went to war about that topic several times, so we gonna move on. Now, in regards to the weigh-ins, man, I didn't get to watch anybody else's. I seen Raymond Ford and Matisse going at it. Thomas Matisse going at it and stuff like that. It was a little, some little light trash talk and stuff like that. But then I went to watch Jaron Ennis and Stanionis' weigh-in. Man, Stanionis is in phenomenal shape. He's always looked like that. He always looked like muscular and stuff like that, bro. He has a lot of muscle on him, man. Very, very strong dude. And he weighed in 146. I was absolutely shocked because he looked a lot heavier than that. I ain't gonna lie. He looked like he was like high 50s something, bro. That shit was crazy how defined and cut the fuck up Stanionis is, bro. He looked very strong. Looked like he had a hell of a camp. And he looked confident. Jaron Ennis, on the other hand, he always looks like he's in phenomenal shape. You know what I'm saying? Didn't look like he was drained at all. It was a ceremonial weigh-in. Well, shit. That That make a lot of sense. If that was a ceremonial, I don't know if that was a ceremonial weigh-in, but if it was, regardless, the ceremonial weigh-ins is only a few hours after, the real weigh-in. So for him to be looking that big and that strong, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure he didn't look much different in the initial weigh-in. You feel me? So Stanionis looks phenomenal in terms of, him being in shape. Jaron Ennis, typical Jaron Ennis, looks well prepared, ready for war. You see what I'm saying? And they both look excited, man. They both look like they like their chances in the fight. Now, speaking about, liking their chances in the fight, I need to know exactly what y'all predictions are. We know what Coffee Plant thinking because he told you off the rip. He think this fight going to end early, but I want to know exactly what y'all think. Does Boots struggle in this one? Is this going to be a decisive victory? Is this going to a decision? Is this going to a knockout? I want to hear exactly what you guys think before I go ahead and tell you guys my opinion on the whole situation, man, because I do think that there's things that Stanionis does well. And also, and obviously, being a big Jaron Ennis fan, I think there's a lot of things that Jaron Ennis does well. But just like any other fighter, they both have holes in their game. Boots looks drained to you based off of what? His face? Justin Jackson says decision. Okay, who you picking, brother? Stanionis by decision or Boots by decision? You gotta let me know. We gotta be more clear. That come forward a decisive victory. So you believe this is going to Anonymous thinks this is going to the scorecards? That's interesting. Do any of y'all think besides Anonymous, do y'all think uh besides Anonymous and Justin Jackson, does anybody believe this fight's going to the scorecards? His face and his arms. If you expect his arms to be as big at the weigh-in than it was during training camp, you're not being practical, my brother. Now, I respect everybody's opinions on here, man. Y'all the nation. You feel what I'm saying? So, I would never go on here and be like, oh, y'all niggas is dumb for thinking what y'all thinking. If y'all think Jaron Ennis is going to lose, make that clear. Y'all not going to get hit with the wrench. A lot of y'all motherfuckers got wrenches anyway. Uh, Nuke says, Boots by brutal body shot KO in the 8th round. Ooh, wee. Okay. Rouse said, yeah, I don't see him making it to the cards. I see Boots stopping him in the 9th. Wow. A lot of y'all is pulling for the Boots stoppers. As a matter of fact, let me put a poll up. Let me put a poll up and see exactly what y'all think about it, man. I want to see, because there's people that obviously don't talk in the chat. You see what I'm saying? So let me see if I can do this. Can I do this? Let's see something. Can I do the poll right here? It won't allow me to do it. Let me see if I can go on YouTube on my laptop and put up the poll. Pause. I didn't even repeat what I just said. That's crazy. But let's put this vote together to see exactly what the people thinking. You feel what I'm saying? Because the nation's opinion does it do matter. You feel what I'm saying? I don't nobody talking about. You know what I mean? I know there's a lot of channels out there that don't care about their subscribers' opinion, but Mazuma TV does. Y'all family. You feel what I'm saying? Okay, let's put this up, man. All right, let's put it up. Let's see what y'all thinking. Let's see what y'all thinking. Let's get it popping. Who we got? Let me know what y'all thinking out here in these streets. Anonymous said, I'm not ruling out a stoppage. I'm just respecting Stanionis for being in shape. It looks like he's motivated too. Yeah, and one of the things that Stanionis mentioned, God damn, why she sound so loud? But anyways, that's our angry neighbor. Um, Stanionis had mentioned that he's never been knocked out before. You see what I'm saying? And that don't mean that you can't get knocked out, but it just shows you his mentality in terms of being confident of not being stopped because he's never been stopped before. So why would he feel like he's going to get stopped now? You know, he also mentioned that he fought similar styles like Boots, not in the professionals, but the amateur scenes. You know, he said that he fought like Olympic silver medalists and stuff like that. So you know, he's coming from a similar confident state of mind, just like Jaron Ennis is. Because if you let Jaron Ennis tell it, you know, Stanionis is gonna do stuff that he's already seen before, and he genuinely believes that Stanionis hasn't fought anybody like him. Um, you see what I mean? But Stanionis looks in phenomenal shape, bro. Like top tier shape, ready to go. He said this was the hardest training camp he done ever been through. I believe him, and I know he always looks in shape. He always looked like he strong as hell, and he looked like he rehydrates pretty well too. You know, I seen that in the Butayev fight. I believe that's how you say his name, Butayev. Regardless, he's always looked big. He's always looked strong. And, you know, from people that I know personally that have sparred him, they say that he could fucking crack as well. So we got a hell of a fight here, man. And Stanionis, you know, from what I've assessed and watching him fight and stuff like that, he prefers to fight on the inside. He likes to get in close quarters and he likes to throw, you know, his power punches. And he typically seems to gravitate towards his hooks, you know, from either hand. You see what I'm saying? And I'm sure that's something that he feels he can hit Boots with because we've seen David Evanesian hit Boots with some overhands. We've seen Karen hit Boots with some overhands. And that's maybe what gave Stanionis, his team, or both the confidence and feeling like they could clip or potentially defeat Jaron Ennis. You feel what I'm saying? Could Boots fight on the back foot? Absolutely. He just hasn't had to. I mean, from what I've seen him be able to fight on the back foot. It's just, you know, he doesn't feel like he needs to. But we'll see. You know, I remember when he fought against that real short dude that was a pressure fighter. Um, and obviously he's not on the level of a, you know, Stanionis. So I would never disrespect Stanionis like that. But there was a guy that he was fighting that was this tough, durable. He took an ass whooping from Boots too, man. That shit was kind of crazy. But the dude's name, let me find his name real quick so I can put some respect on his name. His name was Bakhtiar Ubov. And he actually had fought him in Atlantic City. And this dude right here, man, he was a shorter welterweight. And all honesty, it didn't look like he belonged at welterweight. But I mean, according to this, they said he was 5'9", but that's bullshit because he looked a lot shorter than Boots. But anyways, he hasn't fought since Boots neither. But he ended up getting stopped in 4 rounds, but he was pushing Boots on the back foot throughout that fight. No, Limpinus wasn't able to push Boots on the back foot. It was Ubov that was able to do so. And I seen Boots like double, triple jab, going backwards, stop on a dime, and land a beautiful, beautiful straight. You see what I'm saying? So Boots has shown you he's capable of doing so. Now, has he been able to show it consistently throughout a fight? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't shown it in the pros yet, but you know he's shown that he's capable of doing it, but he hasn't done it consistently throughout a bout before, and that's because you know he typically keeps people on the outside with his punches. You know what I'm saying? He's usually the one being the more aggressive guy. He's usually the more active puncher, so there's no need for him to go backwards. So we'll see. Stanionis, you know, I think he's going to be in shape to throw a lot of punches as well. So if Boots is available for that type of fight, then this is going to be a treat, yo. This is going to be a treat. But I honestly believe, you know, Boots is taking this fight extremely serious. And I think that he's going to bring out, you know, I'm not going to say all his tools, but I think that I think he's going to take a very educated approach to this fight in terms of using his brain, using his boxing ability. You feel what I mean? Um, like I said, I know Stanionis and them, they've seen the past couple fights that Boots has had, and they feel like they can see some openings that they can exploit. Because I know in Stanionis' head, he's like, man, David Evanesian is not on my level. Karen is not on my level. I am a bona fide motherfucking world champion. And with that being known, if they're able to land them shots on Boots, I can too. You see what I'm saying? So he's feeling like there's some things that he can exploit in Boots' defense. And Boots feels like that Stanionis has never seen a fighter like him. So that's what gives him confidence. And he missed a catch a body. He hasn't really faced much adversity in his career, or ever had a fight that was even close. So he's confident as well. So really assessing the fight, man. Stanionis come forward. He got a good jab. Um, he's well rounded. You know what I'm saying? They call him a one dimensional fighter, and I see what they mean, but he's a one dimensional fighter that has solid fundamentals too. You see what I mean? So I think that he if you want to call him a one dimensional fighter with some fundamentals in his toolbox, so be it. But the fundamentals along with being a pressure fighter could be difficult for just about anybody, based off of my experience and what I've seen. You see what I mean? Um, like I said, he likes to be on the inside, and he likes to throw bombs while he's in close quarters. You see what I'm saying? I seen it with the Maestre fight. I seen it with the Butaya fight. I feel like in the Butaya fight, they was fighting in close quarters for throughout the entire course of the fight, and Stanionis was just able to outwill him, outdog him. What Boots has to do, man, is go jab crazy. And what I mean by that is do everything off of the jab. Start your combinations with the jab. If you end the combination with the backhand, go back to the jab immediately so you could get yourself back in position defensively. Um, I'll boost jab to the body, boost jab up top, the feints. You know what I'm saying? And he might have to use a little bit of lateral movement, man. Let the knockout come to you, but use your boxing. No, let's not go, batshit crazy or anything like that, or get a little reckless at, close to mid range. You know, use your boxing abilities and run Stanionis into them shots. You see what I mean? And with how the way Boost hand speed is set up, and how the way his activity is set up, he could break Stanionis down from a cumulative standpoint. Uh, Look, somebody right here said, "What? Stanionis by KO winning the poll? Really? Hold on, I forgot about it. Let's see. Let's see. Nah, that's not what I see. I see motherfuckers trolling with that poll though. There's people that's like switching their votes up, man. Y'all gotta stick to y'all guns, man. Y'all gotta pick a side to stay on it, man. You can't do both. Let's go. So according to this poll right here, it says Stanionis by KO 40%. Stanionis by unanimous decision 8%. Oh, you can't switch your choice? Okay. But there's people that I, y'all need to say what y'all think is gonna happen and not what y'all want to happen. You feel what I mean? Let's not get our feelings involved. Let's think logically here, brothers and sisters. Boost by KO 36%. Boost by unanimous decision 16%. So as of right now, Stanionis by KO is leading the vote, which is crazy to me. But it is what it is. Stanionis, is a champion in his own right. Second place is Boots by KO. Then we got Boots by unanimous decision being third, and last being Stanionis by unanimous decision. So I think it's safe to say, based off of the votes, 76% of people altogether have voted and believe that a KO will take place in this fight. And it's 26 votes that have taken place so far in the chat. So listen, great competitive fight. Great competitive fight. I can't knock nobody for uh picking Stanionis, you feel me? But like I said, Jaron Ennis, he needs to keep Stanionis at the end of his reach. You feel what I'm saying? Keep him at the end of his punches. You cannot allow Stanionis to cut step into your territory and hit you with some shit that could really change the course of the fight. You feel what I mean? You need to keep Stanionis on the outside as much as possible. How are you able to do that? You will have to do this by utilizing your feints, your jab, and your lateral movement. I want to see Boots use his feet a little bit in this fight. Of course, there's gonna be spots where he chooses to fight, in close quarters and shit like that. That's just who Boots is. He likes to mix it up. That's cool. When you're a well-rounded fighter, you could do those type of things. But I think he needs to do it in moderation. You feel what I mean? Not get too greedy and try to prove something to Stanionis or try to get the crowd hype fuck that. You need to break this dude down systematically because Stanionis is not the type of dude that's gonna go away with one punch. He's not a Thomas Delorme. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no Raymond Serrano or anything like that. This dude is built for war and he's ready for war. So you need to treat him accordingly. You need to treat him as such. You know what I'm saying? Greg Hagan said the same thing. Don't rush the KO. Stick to the jab. I mean, it's plain to see. You know, if we look at what both of these guys bring to the table and what each fighter is capable of doing, there's somebody in the picture in this fight that is capable of neutralizing the other quite effectively if he uses his tools in the right way. And that's Jaron Ennis. If Jaron Ennis keeps an educated jab in Stanionis' face, with him being in the phenomenal condition that he's in, and him being you know, somebody who's not afraid to let the clip go and be active, he shouldn't have a problem having that jab on repeat that night, tomorrow night. That should not be an issue. You see what I'm saying? If I'm let me see. Refound says Stanionis got a great jab, decent angles, and he's a good pressure fighter. Boots neutralizes his jab. He controls the pace. Well, this is the thing. With Boots being the rangier, taller fighter, Stanionis is gonna have to he's gonna have to double and triple the jab in order to close the gap. You see what I'm saying? Boots, on the other hand, I really feel like his single jab alone, just one jab alone, is gonna be able to make his mark easier than Stanionis' jab will. That's just my personal opinion, but he does have a solid jab though. I ain't gonna lie to you. He does have a solid jab. Smoochie, what up, Smoochie? How you doing? That nigga Boots is a god, my nigga. That's crazy. Forever dedicated tripping. But nah, like they both got their hands full. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. But I do think that Boots has the better jab. I just think that Boots doesn't use it as much because he hasn't needed to use it. Refound says I got Boots 9-3 in a great fight. 9-3 shit. That's a landslide, brother. If you only get 3 rounds in a 12-round fight, that's a landslide. But I get what you're saying though. Like, you know, Stanionis gonna be putting on a great effort. He just gonna be outclassed. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? But look, man, I think Boots' jab is gonna be his key to victory in this fight right here. And you know, another thing that I see Stanionis do, you know, besides look, and like I said, all these dudes got weaknesses. I don't give a fuck how good they are. They all got, you know, weaknesses. I think Boots gets a little bit too greedy on the inside, and when guys punch in combinations while he's on the inside, you know, he's shown to be hit. You see what I mean? I think he stays on the center line too long sometimes. He makes great angles and stuff like that, but I do think he gets a little greedy. And I've seen like in the Karen fight, you know, when he was, you know, in close quarters where he's standing up tall and stuff like that, and you know he loses focus at times and abandons his defense. He can't afford to do something like that with Stanionis. He's too big, he's too strong, he's too big of a puncher to take them chances against. In my personal opinion. And Boots may have a great chin, but you know, where I'm from, the best chins are the ones that don't get touched. You feel me? So there's that. Stanionis, on the other hand, like I said, he likes to fight in close quarters. But another thing that I noticed that's a bad tendency is his is he leans forward when he's in close range. You feel what I'm saying? Um, he gets real front leg heavy, and his fucking his head goes over his knee in situations that I've saw. Now, if you're somebody that knows that Island Boy got knocked out, did he really? Get the fuck out of here! You lying? Somebody send me the clip, y'all. You know I can't stand them Island Boys. Did he get put to sleep or he just got his ass whooped? Wow. I can't stand them Island Boys, bro. They are certified weirdos. Jesus Christ. What's the reach difference? I think Stanionis is too little. Well, Boots has a pretty solid reach. So let's actually look into that. Stanionis has a 68-inch reach, and I think Boots is like 74. But the height difference isn't too crazy, but I think the reach is when it's going to get a little out of pocket. So let's take a look. 68-inch reach to 74. Yeah, so you're talking about a 6-inch reach advantage. And, 6 inches ain't nothing crazy. It's with the reach, but at the same time, it's enough to have an effect uh, in the jab department. You feel me? So yeah, he leans over that front leg real crazy though, man, and that's just gonna leave a lot of openings for Boots to lift him up with that uppercut. Like I don't know if y'all remember Jaron Ennis knocking out fucking what's Juan Carlos Abreu. Y'all remember when he knocked out Carlos Abreu? He showed the road and shot the uppercut. Like Boots he got a lot of steam on that uppercut, man, specifically in that right hand. I don't know if that's something that Stanionis really wants to run into, regardless of how tough or durable he is. Uppercuts can be absolutely devastating, especially when you leaning over your front leg like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you almost running into the punch. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah. So there's some things that Boots can exploit, and is the more athletic fighter. Stanionis doesn't have the quickest feet. You know what I'm saying? So I think Boots can take advantage in that department as well, which was why I was saying earlier it's imperative that he uses his lateral movement. He has all the keys to outbox this man and really run him into some shots and stop him. You feel what I'm saying? But it's all about Boots' approach. I think what's gonna really be the deciding factor in this fight is the approach that Jaron Ennis takes. Because we all know what Stanionis is going to do. But Boots has more tools. He has more versatility. So it's ultimately up to him and how the way he wants to approach this fight. Are you going to sit there and try to where's y'all watching this at? Where's y'all watching this at? So the Island Boy got knocked out, then just got escorted out after trying to fight security guard. Why you ain't trying to fight the nigga who knocked you out? What did you fighting security for, cuz? Hold on. Is it being live streamed on YouTube? Why is Charleston White in the building? That's fucking hilarious. Now I gotta see this, cuz. Oh, they fighting in the octagon. Oh shit. Oh shit. Island Boy getting punched on. I knew he couldn't rumble. All that big shit he was. Oh! No, he got stopped on his feet. I'm an island boy. They got his chin tap. Boop bop. 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 Boop. Damn, yo, this nigga lighting him up. Pretty much had him knocked out on his feet. First of all, I didn't know that them island boys was Cuban. I had no idea until the boys started speaking Spanish. I don't know, bro. What if Stanionis come out patient trying to counter? Well, if he comes out patient trying to counter against Jaron Ennis while Jaron Ennis is outboxing him, that shit's not gonna go well, bro. It's not gonna go well. If he sits there and try to, think with Boots and try to play chess with him, he's gonna get outpointed, fuck around, get 12 old. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Stanionis needs to do what he do. I think he needs to, make sure his defense is tight. He needs to be ready to absorb some type of punishment because it's bound to happen with the type of style that he has, and he has to make Boots uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? He has to make Boots uncomfortable, but that's gonna come with running into some shit. So I'm sure that Stanionis knows that, he ain't gonna come out clean in this fight. You know what I'm saying? YK Osiris about the fight. Damn, do these niggas be needing money? Like, do these niggas really be broke or what? Like, y'all niggas is. I remember YK Osiris had like a banger, bro. Like, he had like, I'll give you the world, baby girl. You just gotta be perfect. You ain't gotta be perfect. You just gotta be worth it. Now this nigga boxing on Aiden Ross live. Ain't that some shit? Then that nigga YK Osiris owe like all these different rappers money and shit like that. He a broke ass nigga. I'll fight that nigga. YK Osiris. That's crazy. React YK Osiris live. Should I do that, y'all? Or should we just stick to the boxing talk? What the nation want to do? Forever Dedicated wants me to react to YK Osiris live. Should I do that or should we just stick to the boxing talk? Go on kick, Mark. For what? I'm watching it live right here on my YouTube. Simple Boxer says yes, Anonymous says no. I see they walking out though. There's 2,000 people watching it too. Said fucking nothing going on. Hey, bro, it really ain't nothing going on. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Yeah, it's on YouTube. If you put Aiden Ross boxing stream or some shit like that, you can see it. The one dude, YK Osiris opponent, look like he in a little bit of shape now. See the abs, he got the deltoids going on. You know what I mean? They treating this shit like a real MMA fight, bro. Like how the way the UFC do it. Before they walk into the octagon, they put Vaseline all over them and shit. Damn. It's this shit real. Until Boots fights tomorrow. Yeah, by the way, y'all, I'm going to be going live. I'm going to be doing live fight commentary on Jaron Ennis versus Eimantis Stanionis, so be on the lookout for that. I might start going live when Raymond Ford fights. You know what I'm saying? Is Raymond Ford the co-main event? Who is it? Let me know. Is Raymond Ford the co-main event? I need to know. Because if that's the case, then I'm going to just start. I'm going to start with Raymond Ford versus Thomas Matisse. And then after that, we're going to go into Jaron Ennis versus Stanionis. You feel me? Yeah, he co. All right, cool. So I'm gonna do live commentary on both of those fights. And then we gonna rock after the live. Yeah, we gonna rock after the live to speak on our post-fight reaction. You feel me? So man, I'm excited, bro. This is a fucking hell of a fight right here, bro. If Boots steps on, bro, I'm trying to tell you, if Boots just steps on Stanionis, they really not gonna want to fight this man. Start with Omari Jones. I'm cool, Reef. I still gotta figure out if I'm a fan of the dude or not, man. I don't even know if I'm a fan of him yet. Like I know Raymond Ford. You know, I was there. I was present live when he made his pro debut at the Leah course. You know what I'm saying? He fought what was his name? Woosie Johnson. I remember that. Woosie Johnson from Delaware. Woosie Johnson had a lopsided. Yo, y'all got this dude, Woosie Johnson, bro. He had a terrible record, right? But this dude, Woosie Johnson, was upsetting motherfuckers and really beating niggas' asses and they will rob him. So when I see Raymond Ford fighting Woosie Johnson, I'm like, yo, Raymond Ford gotta be a little careful out here. Woosie can fight a little bit. Man, Raymond Ford put Woosie on his ass in the first round. Pop, just dropped him. He got back up. They had an understanding afterwards, and Raymond Ford just outclassed him. Oh shit, they in the octagon. Why K Osiris look like he locked in though? I ain't even gonna lie to you. He not looking away from Bull. You know, Rampage just grill a nigga the whole time until they rumble. That's the type time YK Osiris on. Look like they sold some tickets too. Why is YK doing this, bro? He gotta have a debt that he gotta pay. This is kind of embarrassing, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I know he ain't own the rights to that song. He ain't got his masters, bro. If he did, he wouldn't be doing this. He said that shit went 6 times platinum. And you boxing? Well, this ain't even boxing. This MMA. This is MMA with boxing gloves on. What type of hybrid shit is this? These niggas got knee pad. These niggas got shin guards. What's going on? Is this MMA or boxing? Ooh. Oh, this dude got a little sharp jab too. Oh, good jab. YK got a little jab on him too. Okay, hold on now. Okay, hold on now. They taking their time. They both look like they calm a little bit. But the dude walking YK down a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you. He walking. He putting the pressure on him. He look bigger than YK too. Whatever this dude name is, Scam Likely. That's a crazy ass name. So what? He a scammer? Smoochie said, "Let me grab my grapes and turn it on." That's crazy. That's how you know my diet ain't shit because, ooh, he hitting him behind the head. What is you doing, dickhead? Fuck YK doing? That triggers me, bro. I don't like that. He need to get his ass whooped for that. Oh, yo, this dude could fight a little bit. This Scam Likely dude, he got boxing experience. Look at him. I just seen him shoot a double hook, bro. He shot a hook to the head, then he dropped down, went to the body with the same hand. I don't know. It looked like he looked like he got Cyrus' attention with that punch. Hold up. He poking with the jab, slip jabbing. Yo, this nigga got experience, y'all. Did they set this nigga up? They set Osiris up? Oh my god. He went to the head end. Yo, this nigga got skills, y'all. No, YK, like he's street fighting this nigga, but this nigga right here, he got a level of composure about himself. His confidence, how at ease he is in the ring. He looked like he been here before. If they set YK up, man, this dude looked like he had fights before. But YK got some hand speed on him. That's what's up. Tripping. Ain't nobody walking me down like that. Uh-oh, look at these ring card girls. Uh-oh. Hold up now. YK a trained fighter. Who he trained under? Southwest Dice said, let me know when YK get knocked the fuck out. That's crazy. I fuck with Aiden events. This is literally the first Aiden event I've ever seen. I would love to do commentary for Aiden Ross. I wish I was able to get a commentary deal. I think what he's doing is dope though. If you could do events like this, I'll do some commentary for him. You know what I'm saying? I won't charge him nothing crazy. I'll really take whatever he offering for real, just for the opportunity. Shit, I probably do it for free. Shit, just fly the nigga out. Give me a hotel, whatever the case is. I'll do the commentary for free. Honestly, just for the opportunity. You know, niggas ain't stressing about money over here. Yeah, this dude got a little experience, but YK, he got some fast hands. Andre Berto commentating, that's what's up. Shout out to Andre Berto, former world champion, a real boxer. You know, I'm always big on, former fighters, taking on commentary roles, trainer roles, promoter roles. You know what I'm saying? They deserve it more than anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because nowadays, like a lot of these commentary rooms they be having like 5 people commentating and only one of them a former fighter. That shit is crazy to me. When there's plenty of, and I say this all the time, there's plenty of boxers who are well spoken that could hold themselves well in the commentary field. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know Andre Ward doing all the smoke and everything like that right now, but he would be a brilliant commentator. You know, where Lennox Lewis at? Is he still commentating for PBC? Rest in peace to George Foreman. He was a great commentator. He just said it felt like a job, so he didn't want to do it no more. But I don't think Sergio Mora is a great commentator. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I'm glad that he has his opportunity though. No, he going at YK body. YK trying to grip him up. Yeah, this scam likely nigga got some hands on him. And Osiris got fast hands, but you could tell there's a difference in experience level. Look, he going to his body. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Oh, YK just got knocked down. That was a knockdown, y'all. So this is a octagon. They got boxing gloves on with shin guards, but they giving niggas 8 counts for knockdowns. This shit is confusing, bro. It's like a hybrid. I know he's not a boxer, but bring back Max Kellerman. That's a fact. That's a fact. I was watching a compilation the other day where he was cooking Stephen A. Smith in debates, and apparently Stephen A. really didn't like him, which I thought was crazy. It's like, how can you dislike a nigga when y'all just how can you have time to dislike a motherfucker when all y'all doing is just debating each other on sports? Like, I don't know. It's like the dream I told you about, Mark. Yo, Slime, you gotta come on here and talk about the dream you had, brother. Whenever you get the chance, bro. You gotta come on here and say the dream you had. That shit had us cracking the fuck up in the group chat earlier. That was the most wild shit. Yo, y'all got for anybody that's not in the group chat. I don't know why Coffee Plant ain't in the group chat, bro. Like Coffee, why the fuck you ain't in the group chat? Do you got an IG? You the only motherfucker missing, bro. Him and Stop Motion MMA. I don't know where Stop Motion at though. I ain't see Stop Motion in a hot ass minute. We had a female on there before, but we got rid of her. Our group chat is not built for women. I'm sorry. He said you gonna be live tomorrow. Yeah, we gonna be live tomorrow. Oh yeah, he punching on Osiris. Osiris trying to like keep him off him and shit like that, but Scam looked like he too big for him, first of all, and it looked like a huge difference in skills, like experience. There's no way that they started training at the same time. Y'all see, shout out to Black Caesar. Black Caesar says, y'all see Stanionis giving Boost good work. I don't see it, to be honest. He looked regular. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that Stanionis is regular because, he a world champion. You know what I'm saying? So you got to give him his respect when it's due. But in Boots' eyes, he's a typical pressure fighter that got a solid jab and things like that. But I think he can make if Boots gets like I said, if he gets greedy, if he stays in the pocket too long, it could cost him. You see what I'm saying? Stanionis ain't nobody to really take chances with. Ooh, this dude is punching on Osiris, bro. Osiris keep hitting him in the back of the head. He gotta chill. I'm sorry. YK about to get stopped. YK about to get stopped. This dude got experience. This shit kind of not fair, and it's cooking me, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. This is unfair, bro. Yo, look, he bent over. He don't even want to box no more. YK is completely gassed. He don't want no more. He's surviving right now. He absolutely surviving right now. He do not want to fight. And what round is this? Look, he don't even want to get up. Look, he on the floor, gasping for air. He can't even get up. You better hope there ain't another round left. You better hope there ain't another round left. How many rounds is this? Yeah, C3 head. That's not cool. Why would they even do that? Keisha363 salute. She said, "Hey, I'm new to your stream. Well, welcome to the channel. I appreciate you coming through and showing love. We come on here. We, what I mean. We about to do. We've been on here, chopping it up. You a boxing fan, Keisha? Salute. Yeah. YK is cooked, bro. That wasn't fair at all, bro. They need to put him in there with somebody who actually experienced. As a matter of fact, what's that dude Scam Likely Way? I got somebody for him. What's that dude YK Scam Likely? What's his way? I got somebody for him. because they didn't even look like they was the same weight for real. That shit was corny, bro. Okay, okay. All right, we about to talk about it. But we've been talking about it. But yeah, YK just got pummeled. This dude throwing nasty ass combinations to the head and the body. You can tell how the way he ripping the body, his how the way he weight transfer and all that, how the way he turned his hooks. He's been, I'm not gonna say boxing, but he's definitely been doing some form of martial arts for sure. He could be a kickboxer, Muay Thai, whatever the case is, but his hands were a lot more experienced and sharper than Osiris. Osiris just looked like a nigga who, done fought on the street a couple times and he trained probably a month or two for this fight. You know what I'm saying? Says Aiden gonna get somebody seriously hurt. Well, I mean, I'm sure he make these motherfuckers sign waivers before they box, so if something does happen to him, you know what I mean, it falls on them, he ain't gonna be responsible. You feel me? So, you know, I mean, if they don't want to sign the deal, they gotta know what come with it. Whenever you in any type of martial art, you can lose your life in the ring. They say in boxing, 13 people die a year. You know what I'm saying? They say 13 people die a year, in the sport of boxing. And that's speaking on people who die during competition. We're not talking about people who, get brain bleeds during sparring sessions and don't wake up. What days I go live? I go live basically every day. There might be one or two. There might be one day off during the week that I may take, but if you subscribe and you put your post notifications on, then you'll be in tune every time I go live. Keisha, I appreciate you coming on the channel though. That's dope. You know what I mean? Mark versus H nothings on the Aiden Ross events, bro. I would love that. I'm about, bro, on some real shit, bro. I really feel like one day I'm gonna get a call to fight. So I really want to get ready, bro. It get me extremely motivated to box. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would love to box. As long as as long as they my weight, I won't have any issues. You feel me? Or as long as they ain't no pros, you know what I'm saying? I ain't about to be getting beat up by no pros, you know what I mean? They ain't gonna be doing me dirty. Them Olympians and all that, we ain't doing none of that. But no, I don't got no fights on YouTube. I got like a couple training compilations that I've done like on YouTube and stuff like that. But you know, I might put something out here one day. Keisha, you must stay focused, my sister. You must stay focused. You must stay focused, my sister. You must stay focused. Boxing is the topic. Stay focused, Keisha, my sister. H Money not signing the contract. We know he ain't. He probably don't even remember me for real, but I really whoop his ass. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I mean, we spoke on the Jaron Ennis and Eimantis Stanionis topic. At this point in time, we just gotta wait and see. Now we just gotta sit back, kick back, relax. You know what I mean? Watch a little bit more of these promos, probably replay some of these videos we watch, and just maintain our excitement until the fight takes place. You feel what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to seeing Raymond Ford's return against Thomas Matisse. Let's look over the undercard in this entirety, man. I seen Zaquin Moses weigh in. There's a lot of excitement about him as well, and he seems to be very promising considering the fighters that he's under. You know what I'm saying? Tamir Small, somebody that I'm familiar with. We grew up in the same neighborhood. The Badlands section of North Philly, 13-0. He's going up against Bascom. Earl Bascom. He's 13-1. He's from Bermuda, from what I understand, from what I see right here. And you know, there's only two pro boxers in Bermuda right now, and he's the second one. But he's 13-1. He got two knockouts. So it doesn't seem like, you know what I'm saying? It don't seem like he's the biggest puncher. But look, man, he's on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's on a 7 fight win streak. So you got to get that man his props. But Tamir Smalls, tall, rangy. Y'all got check out Tamir Smalls, y'all. Check out Tamir Smalls. He's a monster. You feel me? Big puncher, tall, rangy. He trains with Boots. You know, he done got millions of rounds in with Boots, and he been around for a little while now. So it's dope to see him get the credit or the spotlight. You feel me? Christian Cardo is supposed to fight as well, but unfortunately, I think his opponent pulled off. Forgot what the situation was, but you know, it's a lot of Philly in this building, man. It's a lot of Philly in this building. Let me go through the fight card. Zaquin Moses, he fighting a 1-3, so they still getting his feet wet or whatever the case is. Naeem Parker, he's somebody that has fought in the Philly scene for a little while now. He going up against a 6-0, so it seems like he coming in on the B side. Omari Jones is fighting William Jackson. That dude got 20 fights, so that's you know that's an experienced guy he going in there against. So they must be confident in his abilities. You know, Arturo Popoka, whatever his name is. I'm sorry. Um, he's fighting Edgar Joe Cortez. He's fought in Philly on multiple occasions as well. Um, he just fought in Philadelphia not too long ago. Actually, he fought somebody that I'm familiar with. So you know that's going to be a wash, and most likely Giasov is going to be on the card. Then then somebody have to pay him step aside bread or something to put him to the side. Now he's fighting on Boost undercard. That's interesting. Raymond Ford versus Thomas Matisse. This solid. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the craziest card. You know what I mean? Christian Cardo would have definitely got shit popping because Christian Cardo is a fighting motherfucker, bro. Christian Cardo is sharp. He's nice. He's nice. He sparred one of my guys not too long ago. Stanionis paid him step aside. Okay, that makes sense. He was ranking the WBA. That's right. Keisha says, I have a question for you. Do you think taking Shakur will ever fight? I mean, I hope so. You know, listen, this is ultimately up to Gervonta Davis to make the fight happen. When you're the A side, you know, typically how the way it goes in boxing, you're the one that's sending the offers. So with Shakur not being as big of a fighter, it's not as big of a draw. He has to sit back and wait for the offer. You know, Shakur has expressed interest in fighting Gervonta on multiple occasions. You know, there's been times where it seemed like Gervonta was, you know, interested, but then he's also stated that, you know, motherfuckers ain't worth it, or they haven't done anything, or like they not worthy. So if anybody's holding this fight up, in all honesty, it seems like it's Gervonta Davis. And I'm glad that Keisha brought up Gervonta Davis because, you know, I had deleted a video that I had made. You know, I guess I got a little bit too heated in that video, whatever the case was. I deleted it. But fuck it, since we on live, man, I'm going to just run back what I said because it is what it is. Gervonta Davis is one of the biggest frauds I've ever seen in my life in boxing. For the type of credit that this dude get, for the notoriety and the fan base that he has, and bro, this dude has been gassed for years. This man has been given all the credit in the world without earning any motherfucking stripes, bro. Like, this is the current era that we in because I remember when John Pascal and Bernard Hopkins was arguing, right? And John Pascal was like, yo, give me my respect. Give me my respect. And you know what Bernard told him? We don't give respect. You earn respect, right? And look, Gervonta Davis, he's talented. You know, he got the goods, bro. I'm not sitting here acting like he a bum or anything. That's not what it is. But what I'm telling you is this man was given his stripes before he earned them, y'all. How do you earn your stripes in the sport of boxing? Just look at what Andre Ward did. Look what Lennox Lewis did. Look what Floyd Mayweather did. Look what Miguel Cotto did. Look what Tito Trinidad did. You know, look what even Canelo did. You know, he a drug cheat, but look at what he did. They faced elite level opposition, and each one of those guys, they proved that they was the best in their division at one point in time. You know, Tito Trinidad, what did he have to do to prove that he was the best at 147 pounds and be one of the greatest welterweights to ever box? He had to get in there with a prime Oscar De La Hoya. And regardless of how the way y'all feel about that fight, he came out victorious. It was a close bout. You feel what I'm saying? Then he went up to 154 pounds. Who he beat? He beat Fernando Vargas, who was the youngest world champion to ever grace the 154-pound division. And continued to be great. Even in fights that he lost, Winky Wright, Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones, Tito proved himself. That's how you earn your stripes. Lennox Lewis done fought everybody in their mom. Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, Tommy Morrison, Ray. I think he even fought Ray Mercer, Shannon Briggs. Like, he done been around the block. You feel what I'm saying? Look at Floyd Mayweather. Do we need to talk about what he did to solidify his spot and earn his stripes? We don't even have to go through that long list of champions. What he had fought 26 world champions, bro. Yasir Ali says, even Devin Haney. Even Devin Haney did it, bro. Even Devin Haney did it. And what's so ironic is y'all sit here and act like and Devin Haney gets the most bullshit when all he's ever done was take on challenges and really put his money where his mouth was, bro. Gervonta Davis be barking, but he don't be making shit happen, bro. Why the fuck? And if you tell these Tank fans that everybody else is responsible for, Gervonta Davis not fighting him. The Lomachenko John, all right, cool. Gervonta Davis, Loma ain't won it. This nigga don't want to box no more. You feel what I'm saying? But let's not disregard what happened at 130 pounds. They were champion at the same time in the same division. When Lomachenko was actually optimistic about boxing, it was looking to do legacy-defining fights. What did Gervonta Davis do? Duck. I got a question for y'all. Has Gervonta Davis ever proven to be the best in any division that he's ever been in? What does it take to be the best in the division? Keisha says Shakur don't want to fight Tank. He had a chance to. He ran to Eddie Hearn and instructed Eddie Hearn not to negotiate with Tank's team for the Tank fight. It's on YouTube to prove. Keisha, let me ask you something. Tank don't want to fight. Shakur don't want to fight Tank. He had the chance to. When did he have the chance to? Did Tank send Shakur an offer? Because the only way that he will have a chance to fight Tank is an offer was sent by Gervonta Davis in order to make the fight happen. Was an offer sent to Shakur Stevenson? Can somebody please clarify? Because when Gervonta Davis, when people was spilling that nonsense and was saying that was the case, Shakur Stevenson was like, yo, show me where the fuck is at. Show me where the offer was ever sent to me. Show me proof. Show me the email that was sent to me or my team proving that an offer was sent. And what happened? Nothing ever came to reality. This is another thing that I hear all the time. And look, we're going to disprove all this bullshit right now, right? A lot of Gervonta Davis's fight got Tom Brown in the picture, right? Tom Brown, TGB Promotions. He's pretty much the promoter that's like the face of the PBC or helps out the PBC the most, right? Let's look at this. I see a lot of people saying, oh, Gervonta Davis got Shakur Stevenson got to sign with PBC in order to get a fight happening with Gervonta Davis. He needs to sign with the PBC, bro. He wants to fight Gervonta. He has to fight with the PBC. Let me tell y'all something. This is another question right here. Is Lamont Roach signed with the PBC? Is Lamont Roach somebody that he's about to fight in a rematch? According to the rumors, is Lamont Roach signed with the PBC? I'm looking for an answer, y'all. Can somebody please tell me if Lamont signed with the PBC? Somebody please let me know. Yasir says, nah. My boy Anonymous be on it. He know who signed with who. Anonymous, is Lamont Roach signed with PBC? Coffee Plant says, hell nah. Let's keep it going. Who else? Who else? Because as far as I'm concerned, I heard Lamont was working with Gary Jonas and fucking Pro Box TV and shit. Look, there you go. Anonymous says nah. Anonymous a motherfucking historian in this boxing shit. This like the current boxing scene. He know what the fuck going on right now. He telling you nah. So if Lamont doesn't have to sign with PBC to get a fight with Gervonta Davis. Why the fuck does Shakur Stevenson have to? Let's look at this right now. Because they making it seem like, oh, you got to sign with PBC in order to fight PBC fighters. What the fuck is the fight that is going on tomorrow night? The main event. Is it PBC versus PBC? Nigga, no. This is PBC versus Matchroom. Tom Brown was on that stage representing Stanionis. Why? Stanionis is a PBC fighter. Eddie Hearn is representing Jaron Ennis at the press conference because Jaron Ennis has a partnership with Matchroom Boxing. So we literally got a PBC Matchroom situation. PBC and Top Rank apparently got some new type of relationship going on. Why the fuck do you have to sign with PBC in order to get an opportunity at Gervonta Davis? Was Ryan Garcia signed with the PBC? Like, what the fuck are we even talking about, bro? This shit is ridiculous at this point. And I haven't heard a response from Keisha yet. No disrespect to Keisha, but I didn't see a single response from her yet. You know, it sounds like she just copying and pasting shit that she done heard on other channels. But when you think about this shit logically, what the like? Come on, Shakur don't want to fight Tank. He had the chance to. In order to have a chance to fight Gervonta Davis, there needs to be some type of Dante's boxing talk. Keyshawn versus De Los Santos, a top-ranked PBC fight. They push narratives, them Tank fans. Absolutely, and I'm glad that you're able to see past the bullshit. The difference is Ryan Garcia pushed for the Tank fight. And Shakur Stevenson hasn't? Shakur Stevenson has been calling for that fight for a long time. What else can he do besides call for the fight? He's the B-side fighter. It's all dependent on the A-side fighter in order for this shit to happen. You can't just go to... If you're a B-side fighter, you just can't make a fight happen with Floyd Mayweather. You got to wait for Floyd Mayweather to call you. That's why they called that shit the Mayweather sweepstakes, because Mayweather was the one that was selecting his opponents to make these fights happen. When you are the A side, you are ultimately in control. You are the one that is sending the offers. You are the one that's sending the contracts. You are the one that's deciding where the fight is taking place. You are the one that decides the judges, the ring side, everything. You literally are in control of every aspect. So if Gervonta Davis is this big megastar like y'all claiming him to be, then he needs to be the one to put his fucking big boy pants on and put that motherfucking purse to the side, get his lawyers or whoever the fuck the type of contract, because his stupid ass can't, and get the fucking fight rolling with Shakur Stevenson. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm going to go back to my original question. When has Gervonta Davis ever proven? This man done been in 3 different weight divisions, 30, 35, and 40. You tell me when he's ever proven to be the best at any division that he was in. At 130, he beat Jose Pedraza. All right, cool. Good win. I give him credit for that win all the time. But when you think about all of the other champions that was in the division that we asked him to fight, he turned down the majority of them. He went on to fight guys like Jesus Cuellar and fucking all these other fucking people that we did not care for him to fight. Hugo Ruiz and all these bum-ass opponents. What I'm telling you is, remember, we was calling for the Tevin Farmer fight. What happened? Never happened. Nothing ever came about with that. Vasyl Lomachenko, we called for that fight. Did that fight ever happen? No, that fight never happened. All right, let's go up to 35. While Devin Haney was there, killing himself to make the weight. What happened with that fight? The fight never happened. Do you see what the common denominator is here? Then he goes to 140. He goes to 140 and he fights Mario Barrios. He stops Mario Barrios. All right, cool. So then he goes back down to 35 and they're like, yo, why don't you fight Devin Haney at 140? Oh, no, he too big. Bro, see, this is these bullshit ass narratives. This the thing. Look, we're gonna address this one right here. She said, no, he didn't. He always called out Tank every time he has a fight schedule. But once Tank is free of no fights, he doesn't even mention Tank's name. He calls out other fighters. Bro, Bro, Shakur was just talking shit about Tank the other day, calling him all types of pussies and everything on social media, and ain't nothing happened. What happens is when Gervonta Davis doesn't have, this is what y'all don't want to acknowledge. When Gervonta Davis doesn't have a fight, he disappears off of social media. So who the fuck can even communicate with him? Lamont Roach tried to call him the other day. He changed his number. What is we talking about? Gervonta Davis is the one that always goes MIA, and he does not go back on social media until he got some shit going on. He the one that be disappearing, if anything. Go ahead and go ahead and write. Go check the last time. When was the last time Gervonta Davis wrote something on social media? When was that? Let's look. Cause he only called out Tank when he got a fight. Okay, so why can't Tank, after he done with the fight, send Shakur Stevenson an offer? Everybody keep talking about what Shakur Stevenson not doing. It's not up to Shakur Stevenson to make the fight happen. Look, this said the last time he wrote was a month ago. You see what I'm talking about? Like, what is we talking about? Gervonta Davis be the one that be disappearing. How the fuck motherfuckers gonna talk to him and try to communicate with him when he changing his number? Look, the last thing he wrote was on March 3rd, bro. We are April 12th. April 12th. A month and 9 days ago. That's what we talking about? This shit is crazy. And bro, and she sounds exactly like these other channels that be on here just speaking bullshit. She don't formulate her own opinion. She just be going on here, hearing what people got to say. Pro Gervonta nut huggers on this motherfucker, bro. And I don't be backing none of these niggas, bro. I don't even bro. I'm not fans of a lot of these niggas. I told y'all who I'm fans of. And the dudes that I'm typically fans of are nowhere near Gervonta Davis's weight class. So I'm not even worried about that shit. Look, man. Y'all keep talking about how Shakur Stevenson got pushed for the fight. Y'all keep talking about what Shakur got to do. Shakur Stevenson on the B side, cuz. Now, if y'all had something where like Gervonta Davis sent Shakur an offer and then, or actually sent them some type of contract for a fight date here and at this time for this money, and Shakur walked away from it, all right, we talking a totally different thing. But y'all over here talking about what Shakur Stevenson got to do to get a Tank fight. Did fucking Lamont Roach have to come out here and call Gervonta Davis out when he didn't have a fight day in order to get the fight? Okay, cool. How about Isaac Cruz? Did he have to go around and call Gervonta Davis out when he didn't have a fight day in order to make the fight happen? How about Mario Barrios? Did he have to do that? Why are all these standards being placed on Shakur Stevenson when none of Gervonta Davis's opponents prior to Shakur have to do that? Why does Shakur got to do all this crazy shit, but all of Tank's previous opponents don't have to? Did Gamboa do it? Because I've seen fighters call out Gervonta Davis when he didn't have a fight date and fights still didn't happen. I remember Vasyl Lomachenko was on here talking crazy, bro. 130 Lomachenko was on here talking crazy. They was talking about why do you think Tank why Tank doesn't want to fight you? He was like, cause he know. Nigga, what? Gary Russell be calling Tank a bitch every chance he get, and Tank won't even look in his direction. This is the type dude that we talking about. He has never proven he was the best at. He never proved that he was the best at 130. Niggas just thought he was the best at 130. He never proved he was the best at 135. We niggas just looking at the eye test and assuming he the best at 135. He only had one fight at 140. But he didn't prove he was the best there neither. So what is we even talking about? This nigga's like, like them Harlem Globetrotters, bro. I spoke about this before. Them Harlem Globetrotters, they be on the court and they be balling and shit like that. Like they really look nice. They really look like they the truth. They really look like they could cook niggas on the court, but they ain't never played them niggas in the league. All right, you look like you nice. You look like you know what you doing. You got the hoop skills and shit, but go do that. Why? What's up with them niggas in the NBA? You would get that shit off over there. No, they just stick to their little lane and don't even want to step to them niggas. They don't even want to hop off the porch and step to them niggas over there. So y'all can miss me with the bullshit about Gervonta Davis, bro. Gervonta Davis was literally on that stage after he got a draw. First of all, he left that arena smiling after he got a draw with Lamont Roach. That lets you know what his mentality is. That nigga was glad that he did not catch an L. This nigga is a turkey, bro. This nigga is a turkey. You satisfied with a draw? You walking out smiling because with a draw? You should be disappointed. You act like you was disappointed for 1 second. And then you left the arena all smiling while walking past people. Then you take forever to get to the fucking press conference stage. Then when you get up there, you talking about, oh, I want the rematch with Lamont next, but it's not going to happen. The next guy I'm fighting, he was in the crowd. He was in the locker room. He was in the back. Jake Paul, nigga. Jake Paul. That's what we doing. That takes priority over a nigga that gave you your first draw of your career. Are you serious? Then Lamont Roach gotta disrespect you and call you all types of shit on social media for you to amp you up. Bro, why does he have to talk shit about you on social media to convince you to give him an immediate rematch? That should be automatically in you. Tank don't got that shit, bro. He don't got that shit. When Floyd Mayweather had controversial fights, or if a nigga gave him a tough fight, what he do? He ran it back. When Andre Ward got a tough fight for Kovalev ran it back. When Lennox Lewis got knocked the fuck out by Hakeem Rahman and Oliver McCall, Lennox Lewis ran it back. Because that's what niggas do to really show you not really on my level. That first fight, all right, that's cool. Now I'm going to really show you what the difference is. Tank didn't even want to do that. He was He was preferring Jake Paul over Lamont Roach in that moment when he should have been thinking about getting it back immediately. I see my shit froze a little bit. Oh my God. You see this shit? Yo, Keisha. We can't have this conversation. We cannot have this conversation, Keisha. We can't. You started off cool, but you fucking up right now. Let's read this shit. Cause I already read like the first few words. I didn't read the rest. And what has Shakur proof? What has Shakur proof? I think you meant to say proved. He went almost 12 rounds with a guy whose full-time job is an electrician and had no training, no pad work, no strength and conditioning training, and y'all praise Shakur. What? No training came, no pad work. So listen, Keisha, I could tell you a casual because pad work literally don't. Pad work is not something that's gonna prove that you're ready for a fight. Pad work is not that important of a thing to give you the reassurance like, oh, he ready for a fight. A lot of pad work is choreographed. That shit that you could just do off of muscle memory and shit like that. You doing pad work will not get you ready for a fight. I promise you that. It's not that important in your training regimen to be ready for a 12-round fight. This is another thing that you're not acknowledging. You said almost 12 rounds. Shakur Stevenson got the stoppage with a hand injury. What are we talking about? So when Shakur Stevenson goes 12 rounds with somebody, oh, it's disappointing. But then when he knocks somebody out, oh, they almost went 12 rounds. Bro, did you completely forget the fact that Josh Padley came on short notice? Was Shakur Stevenson supposed to fight Josh Padley? No. He was supposed to fight Floyd Schofield, and they got a last-minute replacement the week of the fight. What was Shakur Stevenson supposed to do? He did what he was supposed to do. He took some food and you know what I mean? He got him up out of there. If niggas don't belong in there with you, you get him up out of there. And what has Shakur proved? Shakur Stevenson is a 3-division world champion. He's a 3-division world champion. He was a champion at 126. He beat another top contender to get a WBO title in Joet Gonzalez. Went to 130. He beat Jamel Herring, who was a champion under top rank at the time, who had beat guys like Carl Frampton. He beat guys like who he beat the boy. What was the boy name? Like Ito or some shit. Whatever. He became champion and did his thing. He even beat Lamont Roach. Jamel Herring even beat Lamont Roach. The nigga that Tank just had to draw with, Shakur beat the nigga who beat Lamont Roach and gave Lamont Roach his first L. So if niggas want to be technical, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. That's the reality. That's what happened. He stopped Jamel Herring. He stopped the nigga, gave Lamont Roach his first L. Moving on. He goes on and he beats Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez, a fucking drug cheat, who was a multi-time world champion going in there with Shakur Stevenson. A lot of people was doubting Shakur Stevenson's ability to beat Valdez. Then what does he do? He goes up to 135 and he outboxes a dangerous fighter, Edwin De Los Santos. Was that the most impressive performance? No, but what's the name of the game? Hit and not get hit. And he did that enough to win a unanimous decision over Edwin De Los Santos, who has not fought since then. 3-division world champion. 4-time world champion in 3 different weight classes. Now, she says Tank is a 5-time 3-division champion as we land broke gate record. Bro, we don't care about that. Bro, are we really about to talk about, like, to prove, bro, you having record-breaking gates does not equate to you being a great fighter. I hope you know that. You selling tickets does not prove that you are a great fighter. Why are you mentioning this as if this adds to somebody's skill set? Marketability does not equate to you being a great fighter. I hope you know that. We're not talking about numbers. We're talking about accolades. Record-breaking gates, all right, that proves it. That goes to show how much of a demand there is to watch you fight. All right, you popular, you know, you a star, whatever the case is. But we're talking about what you asked what Shakur Stevenson has proved. That's what Shakur Stevenson has proved. He's a 3-division world champion. And if we want to talk about it, he's not really a 3-division world champion because that belt that he got at 140 pounds wasn't legitimate. When he fought Mario Barrios, was that for the legitimate WBA title? Because I swear to God, when he beat Mario Barrios for that WBA title, it was a regular title. And I believe Josh Taylor was undisputed at 140 pounds at that time. So if we're gonna really count regular titles, that's sick work. That's sick work. So, like I said, you saying you formulating your own opinion, that's cool. You entitled to your opinion. But at the same time, you got to really do your homework and really know what you're talking about because 3-division world champion, not really. And when he also got the WBA regular at 135, and he was elevated to full status champion after Devin Haney moved up to 140 pounds. And which... Do y'all remember when Devin Haney, shout out, everybody raise a hand in the chat. Do y'all remember when Devin Haney tried to force the WBA to make Tank as mandatory? And when the WBA was looking to enforce it, Leonard Ellaby and them came at the WBA, put them niggas in check, and then they withdrew from attempting to make Tank Devin Haney's mandatory. Do you remember that? And then when we told Tank, oh, why not fight the other champions in the division? He said, fuck the belts. When Devin Haney was looking to make when Devin Haney was looking to make Gervonta Davis his mandatory, they said, oh, you could keep that fucking belt. We don't need that belt. We don't need y'all. Y'all remember that? And then the WBA backed up off the square because they didn't want to lose that percentage that they was getting off of Gervonta Davis's fight purses. And pretty much left Devin Haney in the mud. You remember that shit? Just like how the way the WBC did Benavidez with Canelo. Y'all remember that? That's funny. Leonard Ellaby was telling people that Devin Haney don't bring nothing to the table. He's not a draw. But I never heard them say that about Hector Luis Garcia, who Devin Haney's a bigger fighter than. I never heard them say that shit about Isaac Cruz, who Devin Haney's a bigger fighter than. I never heard them say that shit about Lamont Roach, that Devin Haney's a bigger fighter than. This shit, bro, is contradictory. It's contradiction after contradiction, bro. And when you expose it, you're considered a hater. No, nigga, I'm just addressing the shit that your pussy ass ain't brave enough to bring to the table. Like I said, Mazuma TV, we hold motherfuckers accountable over here. And can't nobody dispute what I'm saying. Y'all can try to go around it and create different angles to try to make Tank look like this motherfucker that everybody avoiding. But the reality is, he's never proven to be the best in any division that he's been in. Saying that he's a 5-time 3-division world champion. We counting regular belts now. So if that's the case, Rolly a 2-division world champion. And I told Rolly to his face, that belt that you had at 135, that wasn't no real title. You only got the legit title at 140 pounds. You were the WBA champion of the world at 140. At 135, you were the WBA regular champion. We do not count Reggie belts, cuz. Niggas discount Reggie weed, right? No, that nigga smoking Reggie. Fuck, man, we got gas, nigga. We got sour. We got... That Reggie shit ain't never been valid. Ever. Stop it. We don't count that shit, cuz. And shit, on some real shit, if Devin Haney never vacated or relinquished his belts and moved up to 140, shit, Tank probably never be full status champion. You gotta thank Devin Haney. Yo, Tank gotta thank Devin Haney for him being a legit 2-division world champion. For real, for real. If we keeping it real, you gotta really yeah, I don't smoke. I don't smoke or drink, brother. I've never been drunk in my life. Thank you for clarifying that. I really live a lifestyle. I ain't one of these niggas that be drinking, smoking on here, and then come on and talk boxing. I really came from this shit. And I'm sick of these bullshit narratives that be out here in the open. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers don't want to hold nobody accountable. They want to point the finger at everybody else because they favor another fighter. We don't do that shit over here. You feel me? But what I'm telling you is, I forgot where the fuck I was even at. But just to go on with the situation, Tank, you being a 2-division world, because you're not a 3-division world champion. Did they kick out Keisha? I didn't. I don't think they kicked out Keisha. I think she's doing some research right now. She like, damn, this nigga really telling the truth. Damn, is that true? Because this nigga told me this. This nigga told me that. So these niggas been lying the whole time and Mazuma telling me the truth? Yeah, shorty. Yeah, shorty. I'm sorry that you had to find out this way. Class is in session. Class is in session. There's a lot of shit. I remember when they told me Santa Claus wasn't real. I hate to tell you, but it's the motherfucking truth, goddammit. They ain't no Southpaw TV in disguise. Shit is crazy. But like I said, Gervonta Davis could thank Devin Haney for being a 2-division world champion, because if he would have never relinquished his belts, he would never went up to WBA full status champion. Because it wasn't like Tank was going to fight Devin Haney. He never wanted to fight him. His team been keeping him away from Devin Haney for a long time. Did everything they could to discredit Devin Haney. One thing about Leonard Ellaby with that big ass nose, the big ass nose right here. One thing about me, see, I know the numbers. I don't even know what's in the. Ah, shit, that's alcohol. That's rubbing alcohol. Fuck. One thing about me, see, I know the numbers. One thing, you can't tell. I've been doing this for many years. I know the numbers. Devin Haney don't bring nothing to the table to fight no Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is a star. Gervonta Davis is a star. Goofy ass nigga. One thing about me, Tank is a star. Tank will beat all them guys, but you know the numbers got to be right. The numbers got to be right. Can't trust a nigga like Leonard Ellaby who get motherfucking hair transplant on his beard. You feel me? Can't trust nigga. If niggas gotta surgically repair their hairline, that's an insecure nigga that I don't want to hear from. You feel me? Floyd packed his dumb ass, yeah, because he wanted to glaze so much. Oh, you fuck with Tank, and all right, yeah, nigga. What's fuck Leonard Ellerbe doing right now? Nigga somewhere with chicken grease on his stomach counting his money. That nigga Leonard Ellerbe somewhere in his big ass mansion frying a pork chop, letting the grease hit his chest. That's the most excitement he done felt in I don't know how many years. Let that motherfucking pork chop grease smack his chest and shit. That's what he doing right now. Sloppy old ass nigga. Yo, Slime, that's fucking hilarious. Every time Mark go live, he in a different part of the crib. Nigga gonna go live in his cabinet next. Yo, Slime a dickhead. Yo, Slime, I could fit in my cabinet though. How about you? How about you? Can you fit in the cabinet, nigga? You gotta walk sideways to get through your bedroom door, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Niggas gotta rub Vaseline through the doorway so Slime can get one titty out. I've been knowing Tank is a yellow cur. That's crazy. This nigga said a yellow cur. Listen, man, I just be exposing the obvious, and I didn't even get into the Jake Paul situation. I was just talking about shit that Tank did in the past. So let's get into that. Gervonta Davis, after getting a draw against Lamont Roach and really getting embarrassed, in all honesty, the crowd was booing him. Man, why y'all booing me, man? I feel as though, why your man, they hate me and they love me. I feel as though. After he go do that, then he go cry in the locker room for like 40 minutes. He come out and say, yeah, it ain't next, but it ain't next, but I want it to be, but it ain't next. Like, nigga, what? Then you gonna go fight Jake Paul. Jake Paul last fight was against Mike Tyson. Jake Paul, how much did he weigh? Let's check how much he weighed. Jake Paul, let's pull up his box rec real quick. When he fought Mike Tyson, he weighed a whopping 227 and a quarter pounds. 227 and 1/4 pounds against Mike Tyson. And that's who you are going to fight next. Let's see. Gervonta Davis fights at 135, 40, 47, 54, 60, 68, 75. Cruiser, heavyweight. You about to do some Manny Pacquiao shit. You about to do some Manny Pacquiao shit, Tank. You about to move up 8 divisions. Because Jake Paul ain't going to come down. On some real shit, you probably going to be the beast. No, I know for a fact you're going to be a B-side against Jake Paul. You might fuck around and sacrifice your O for that check, you hoe-ass nigga. But anyways, 8 divisions. You about to fight a nigga who is 8 divisions above you. 8 divisions above you, but we can't even get you to fight a nigga that's one weight class or was one weight class above you. Did y'all hear what I said? You about to fight a nigga who was 8 weight classes above you. 40, 47, 54. Keisha, listen and learn. Listen and learn, Keisha, because I know you ain't been in the game that long. What happened, babe? You going to sleep? All right, baby. Good night. 40, 47, 54, 60, 68, 75, cruiser, heavy. You about to fight a nigga who his last fight was 8 divisions above you. But we couldn't even get you to fight a nigga who was a WBC champion at 140 pounds and Devin Haney. And why did they say that? And why did they say that? Because he was too big. And Tank is really a 130 pounder. Hold up. He's really a 130 pounder. So based off of y'all logic, now you about to fight a nigga who's 9 weight classes above y'all. 9. Really? Devin's next fight is going to be at 47. But I'm saying at the point in time where they were heavily demanding the Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis fight, it was at 35 too. But there was demand for it while Devin was at 40. And what did Leonard Ellerby fat nose ass say? That nigga came up on that motherfucking platform and told y'all, well, one thing about Devin, he too big. He too big. Tank is a star. See, I know the numbers. See, I'm Tank really a 130 pounder. Yeah. You really a 130 pounder, and now you about to fight a nigga who's almost 100 pounds heavier than 130 pounds. Jake Paul was 3 pounds away from being 230, while Tank is supposedly a 130. So you willing to fight a nigga who clearly will have 100+ pounds over you the night of the fight, but Devin Haney too big? Oh, but it's because it's Jake Paul and it's for a bag. You fucking pussy. And then there be fans that be out here trying to justify. First of all, there's some fans that don't believe it. Oh, Jake Paul lying. No, he wasn't gonna fight no Gervonta. He wasn't gonna fight no Gervonta. And then there's other people that's like, oh well, man, it's for a bag, man. Like what, man? Floyd fought McGregor. But Floyd fought McGregor after being retired and beating the best of his era. You fucking idiot. Gervonta got all these fights that the fans demanding, and he like, nah. Then he gonna go ahead and fight a nigga who is an actor on Disney, who's 100 pounds heavier than him, because it's for a bag. You fucking pussy. You can talk all that tough shit you want. We already seen you got selective smoke. We seen you try to bully nigga. You bully Ryan. You bullying all these other more. You bullying Frank Martin. But when Lamont Rose came around, you was real quiet. Wouldn't even threaten him in no type of way. Wouldn't even put a finger on that man. And Lamont said, "Yeah, he know who to do that to. He know I ain't the one." Damn. Nigga got up on Andre Ward interview and said, "You too small," and he moved up in weight. Damn. Ain't that some shit? Shout out to Lamont Roach for fucking up that fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. Shout out to Lamont Roach for fucking up that fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. I hope that Lamont whoop your ass again. I hope he whoop your ass again. On some real shit, like, I've always, been neutral and never really wanted to see Gervonta lose or anything like that. But this time it's a little different. You want to go ahead and say fuck the fans after they done put all that money in your pocket and change your retarded ass life, and you gonna go ahead and feel like you can do whatever you want because you ain't gotta prove nothing to nobody. Since when you ain't got nothing to prove to nobody? You ain't never proved shit in the first place, nigga. How the fuck when Canelo say that shit about Benavidez, like, I mean, you still a duck, but it's like, all right, you done actually did something. Gervonta Davis ain't do shit, and he feel like he ain't got nothing to prove to nobody. Nigga, you got everything to prove because you ain't never proved shit. All these top niggas that was around you that you could have rumbled to solidify yourself, you went the other way and fought these flat-footed Mexican slow, no defense having motherfuckers, bro. And then when you start fighting black fighters, you start fighting the ones that steppers like Frank Martin and shit like that. You fought Lamont Roach because, you know what I mean, you brought him up in weight. You thought you were gonna have this significant size advantage and all. And then when he got the punching with you and taking your best shots and even hurting you with shit, all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Oh, I want the rematch next, but it ain't gonna be next. We gonna fight the dude that was in my locker room. And he knew, you know why he didn't want to say his name? You know why Tank didn't want to say Jake Paul name and left it up to, he left it up for us to interpret because he knew that was some bullshit. Because he didn't have no problem announcing the Ryan Garcia fight after when who was it that Gervonta beat? Gervonta had beat somebody and he was like, yeah, Ryan next and shit like that. Who was that? Was it Hector Luis? Hold on, man. My time frame is a little fucked up right now. My memory ain't the best. Yeah, I mean, blame it on the punches. You feel me? Blame it on the punches. But Gervonta Davis, yeah, he beat Hector Luis Garcia. All right, my mind's still a little sharp. My mind's still a little sharp. I remember after he beat Hector Luis Garcia, and this nigga was talking about he was blind in the corner. Fucking, he's like, yeah, Ryan Garcia next and all this shit. But with Jake Paul, he keeping that shit under wraps. Why? Because he know that's some bullshit. He know that's some bullshit. He know that fight ain't what the fuck we asking for. He know that fight don't make no damn sense because of all the smoke that's around him right now. But what he choosing to do? Fight a nigga that he was clowning back in the Rolly fight. Y'all remember when Tank was on that stage and he was like, "Oh, this nigga got a coat on. It is hot as shit out here. Man, this nigga a clown. He a Jake Paul. But yeah, go ahead. Now you contributing to the circus, my brother, because you called Jake Paul a clown and now you fighting him. You dumbass nigga. He's an idiot, bro. It's like, yo, I understand if y'all fans of his ability, you know what I mean, his punching power, his speed, killer instinct, reflexes, that's cool. But him, like, how the way he operate, bro, the fact that y'all be fans of this man, it really goes to show how weird y'all nigga is. How can y'all defend somebody like that? How can y'all defend somebody like that? When Mark was 27, you could buy a candy bar for a penny. Remember that, Mark. That shit crazy. I remember they be little kids, they be trying to stick pennies up your ass because they think you a piggy bank. You big back bastard. You fat, greasy bitch. Fuck slime. You always trying to come at me. They be trying to stick pennies in your ass because they think you a piggy bank. Niggas think they gonna save up on your big ass. Fuck slime. You got the nerve to call yourself a goat. Nigga, you slime me throw the pig, nigga. That's what you built like, nigga. You ain't built like no motherfucking goat. Goats be skinny, nigga. Goats be fit. You ain't none of that. Slime the slob, nigga. Change your name, fuck, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? Slime the slob, nigga. You built like that. You built like that motherfucking that green shit off that Mucinex commercial, nigga. You built like Peter Griffin Big Toe, nigga. Smoochie said he's excited to watch against a certain type of fighter. That certain type of fighter you're referring to is somebody who's susceptible to getting hit, has little to no foot speed, no lateral movement, and is a come forward pressure type of fighter that happens to be a Hispanic. Smoochie. Let's just get a little bit more specific. You feel what I'm saying? Every time that there's been an opportunity to fight somebody who represents any type of, athleticism, speed, boxing ability, lateral movement, they're not draws. Coach Calvin came out here and said that black versus black don't sell. When we easily disproved that, we done talked about that on multiple occasions. We ain't gotta talk about that tonight. But what I can tell you is that that's absolutely false. That's been disproven on multiple occasions. If you look at the pay-per-view list right now, the highest selling pay-per-views of all time, you will see multiple examples of black versus black fighters making that list. Tank ever, yeah, he fought a white dude. He beat up on that UK dude. What was his name? Something Walsh. When he beat that dude Walsh in the UK, right after he beat Pedraza. He beat up on some white dude. He stopped him. He got him up out of there. Easy work. I think his name was Liam. I think it was Liam Walsh. He came out dressed like Michael Jackson, beat Boy upside his head, and left the UK with a check. I think that was in the UK, right? Yeah. It was right after he beat Pedraza. He did a quick turnaround and beat the shit out of that UK dude. But yeah, do the fraud. He a big old dummy. He a big old dummy, and he been really tricking motherfuckers for a long time, bro. And I commend him a good job. He had some great, you know, promoters. He done had some, great promotion behind him, good matchmaking, and they built him up to be somebody that he wasn't, man. There's been rumors about him for years about what his weaknesses is, and we seen it. Smoochie said, "Oh yeah, I don't even remember Tank's resume. That's for a reason. What makes the resume memorable is the opposition." How much weight should an amateur boxer cut, Shay? Amateur boxers should be close to their fight weight because amateur showcases do same day weigh-ins. You feel what I'm saying? This nigga Slime said when Mark was born, George Washington cut the cord. That's fucking hilarious. But when George Washington crossed the Delaware, he used your ass to float across. When they did that painting with George Washington crossing the Delaware and they was on a boat, that was a lie. That was Slime's ass that was keeping them afloat. That nigga Slime was laying on his stomach like how he doing his little twin bed, and George Washington went across the Delaware on Slime's ass cheek. That's what Slime is the reason why George Washington won that war. He should really dip. Yeah, she had to go sit her ass down somewhere and think about it. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, Shay, to go back to your question. I'm sorry, Shay. So you should be extremely close to your fight weight, bro. In the amateurs, it's not necessarily about cutting weight. It's all about where you're the most comfortable. Where you feel strongest at. Where you feel most in shape at. You feel what I mean? Like, there's no reason why you should be cutting in the amateurs, bro. If you're doing that, you really putting yourself in a fucked up situation because if you cutting 30 pounds for an amateur bout, you know what I'm saying, and then you weigh in, you only got a few. And if you weigh in drained that day, you got to fight a couple hours later, and you're not gonna recharge and get back to your normal, strong, healthy version of yourself a couple hours after a weigh-in. It's not gonna happen. You need time. Like in the pros, you could do that because you got 24 hours to recover and replenish and eat, rehydrate, IVs, whatever the fuck it is that you do. Um, yeah, man, it's just you should fight. You shouldn't be cutting at all. Actually, you should be close to your fight weight. All of my amateurs be close to their fight weight. I got three 165s. They all fight around their fight weight. I got a 132. He's inactive right now. He's attending to some family situations, but he he fought at his walk around weight. A lot of the kids out of our gym, they fight around at their walk around weight. We don't make them cut weight. That shouldn't be a thing in the amateurs. So if you are cutting weight for an amateur showcase, it's either you're putting on too much weight when you shouldn't be, or you trying to get some type of advantage that ultimately won't work out in your favor. You're gonna burn you. You're gonna leave all your fight in the gym and really set yourself up for failure. So I hope that answers your question, Shay. My mind ain't too sharp right now. I'm exhausted. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Yo, Mark, Greg Hackett was on live training his fighter, and some security guard entered and wanted to spar Greg, and he knew he was trash and let his fighter spar him, and he quit in the first 30 seconds. I believe that 1,000%. That has happened at our gym on several occasions. We have weirdos that come in with weirdo energy, and they feel like they could, for some reason, they feel like they could challenge trained fighters for some reason, because they want some fights in jail. They want a couple street fights, not knowing that this setting is completely different. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is a sport. This ain't fighting. This is boxing. You know what I'm saying? And when they realize that it ain't as easy as they thought it was, because a lot of people look from the outside and think that it's easy to do for some reason. And then they get broken up. Then all of a sudden they looking for a way out. And they really just embarrass themselves, bro. Like, there was a few people that done got knocked out at our gym trying to prove something when we try to give them advice like, yo, this is different. Yo, like, you ain't ready, dog. Like, you know what I mean? At least get some type of training before you start talking crazy. There's people that done got their ass whooped inside the ring, outside the ring, knocked down the steps. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. I actually want to see that, though. I wonder if I could recognize that dude, because it's probably a dude who, came to my gym talking shit. You know what I'm saying? That might have, because the gym that Greg trained at and where I train at is only down the block from each other. Was this on a recent live?
Do that to you. Oh shit, you doing this? Be the break, then y'all go after that one. He wanted to box me, but I'm like, no, you can box my guy. You ain't boxing me. I ain't feel like going to jail. 10 seconds. Got my man Mike Carey in here with my man Rel. This about to be a classic. One time for the coach. Time in, let's work.
Which one is the security guard? I could tell. I could already tell which one is the security guard. Oh.
For the culture.
Oh my God. Are you serious? Oh my God.
For the culture.
Oh my God. Oh
you
my
good,
God.
Mike?
Look.
You good?
Look.
It's a good jump.
He already bitching. I'd have kept punching on him.
Oh yeah.
Look, heavy breathing.
He can't hear. You good?
He got asthma.
You straight?
Look at that belly.
We can stop it if you want.
He got the long belly with a bird chest.
Yeah, that's his water right there. So now, this is the first round. They're going to get a little water. He just needs some water. And get it together.
Greg giving him the benefit of the doubt. He done.
But I ain't doing that.
That's crazy. That's embarrassing, y'all. Hold on, I want to see how this goes. Hold on.
This is my man, Mike Carey. He came to get some work, y'all. He said he definitely not a bitch, and he not trying to hear shit. You good? Ain't nothing but bro. Don't let me get to your head. You got the fight gloves on. All right, let's go. He said he wanted some work, so we trying to see what's up.
Good counter.
Oh, shit. Mouthpiece. Slide it over. Slide it over the key. You straight? Oh, all right. My bad. Do it with your foot. I get it. Just slide it over here. Yeah, just kick it over. You good? We in the gym, bro. You good? Where you get this mouthpiece from? Toys R Us? Hey, yo, you good? Bro, you gotta bite down, bro.
Oh, he ain't wash it? Greg, why you doing like that,
work.
Greg? You ain't water it down? He just put the mouthpiece straight back in his mouth.
Okay.
Crazy shit.
I see what he tried to do.
Oh. Hold on now. See, the dude could really stop him. Ooh.
He good?
Oh, I'd have kept him. Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. I'm a dick, so I'd have knocked him out.
You straight?
I'd have put him out,
That's
bro.
it? Or
He'd have hit that canvas.
Extra round, or?
Just for trying me. You got like
10 seconds in this round, no? You got like 8 seconds. You done for the day, or you done? How you gonna do it? That was like a half a round.
It's embarrassing. See, this what a lot of people don't understand.
Get him some water, T. Let's see what the.
But this is the reality of the situation. I'm gonna finish this off now. I'm gonna get up out of here. A lot of people don't know how to fight, bro. See something. All right, we good. My phone, my laptop on 6%. A lot of people don't know how to fight. A lot of people don't know how to defend themselves. And for some reason, when boxing has been ranked to be the most difficult sport in the world, you could go look on ESPN right now. World's most difficult sports. Boxing will be at the top of the list. Y'all don't believe me? I can find it for y'all. ESPN. ESPN has a whole list. Let me see. Let's go ahead and share this real quick for anybody that hasn't seen it. Here it goes right here. We sized them up. We measured them top to bottom. We done our own tailor to tape. And we've come to a surprising conclusion. Pound for pound, the toughest sport in the world is boxing, the sweet science. That's the sport that demands the most from athletes. Compete in it is harder than football, harder than baseball, harder than basketball, harder than hockey or soccer, or cycling, or skiing, or fishing, or billiards, or any of the 60 sports we rated. Blah, 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 blah. Boxing is number 1, ice hockey number 2, football number 3, basketball number 4, wrestling number 5, 6, martial arts. Okay, so with that being said right there, I'm going to just exit this out. For some reason, when this is arguably the hardest sport in the world, people think that this is easy because they done beat up on some other bums and some street fights, or, because they was beating people up while they was incarcerated. So in their mind, they big, tough guys. You feel what I'm saying? They think that shit's going to translate to a boxing ring when that's not the case. And, they really expose who they truly are, which is fucking weenies. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers who can't really throw a punch to save their life. And this is just another example of it. We went through this multiple times. And I want to make sure the next time somebody crazy comes into my gym talking reckless, I want to be the one to make an example out of them. But I want to be the one to do that. I feel like the fighters be having too much fun. The trainers need to have fun too sometimes. Look at him.
You straight? That's it? We done? It's cool. It's cool to be done, bro. It's cool to be done, bro. So I'm all right. Well, y'all gotta do it, bro. We respect. Started because he told me, he gonna hit him like. I could have, you know what I mean? But I'm.
How many times are you gonna take a break?
Southpaw TV, you creep. What's up with you, cousin? We happy to have you. Southpaw, what up? We happy to have you, youngin. The bull Mike, y'all. Southpaw TV, look at my youngin. What, he done? You good? All right. Southpaw, on 1 minute record. Yeah. Bye. He did. Oh, you good? You got hurt. Talk to the people, man. Tell him how I really feel. Yeah. Oh, and I'm gonna arm. Come on. That's all right.
I'm trying to get to the interview portion.
Really get in shape and pull up. That's what I want. I don't want this mic right here. This mic is like about to go in the delivery. Huh? No, he ain't knock you out. But that shit just was like.
That belly crazy though. Look at that Jaron. Any nigga who come in with this type of stomach. Hold on. I think my shit on focus right now. Hold up. Yeah, my laptop about to die, so I'm about to get up out of here. Oh, all right. Look. Anybody with this type of belly, nasty work. Mark, can you see my question before you head out? I think I already answered it, brother. Oh, I used to fight at 139, but they took it out there. Only 132, 143. I walk around 147, so I don't know if I should go up or down. I mean, you got to test your body, bro. You got to see how you got to if you want to shoot for 132, you know what I mean? Start cutting weight and see exactly, where you feel good at. If you feel weak as you're going down in weight, I would strongly advise not to do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be weak going into an amateur boxing bout where you do same day weigh-in. So, you got to test yourself. You got to see how far, and there's also weight allowances as well in USA boxing. So, if you don't feel right at 132, but you feel strong at 136 or 135, you might be able to get away with that. You got all I'm gonna say is you just gotta test yourself. You know what I'm saying? You gotta experiment a little bit. But I'm gonna get up out of here, y'all. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love on the channel, man. We had some great conversations, had some good spiels and all that. Some funny moments as well, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. If y'all can hit the like button on the way out, that'll be very much appreciated, man. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all go ahead, hit the like button on the way out. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Let's get the algorithm on the up so people know who Mazuma TV is. Until then, y'all have a blessed, beautiful night. Shout out to Vitamin Energy. VitaminEnergy.com/Mazuma TV. Hit the promo code Mazuma TV so you could get your energy shots, your immunity shots, all of that good stuff, the fat burners, all of that stuff. Y'all get that right there on VitaminEnergy.com and let the people know that the Zuma Nation is in the motherfucking building where y'all copping them products. You feel what I'm saying? Until then, y'all have a blessed, beautiful one. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.